Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, before this video begins, please make sure that you're sitting comfortably. Please get yourself a large bowl of popcorn. Please put on your favourite pair of slippers. Please shut your curtains so the neighbours don't think you've gone completely mad. And please be warned, there is a part 2. Celia would like to introduce you to James Brown. James may be the funniest group of scammers I've ever spoken to. He's all at sea, both literally and metaphorically. "Hello, Celia," he said. "I hope you're fine and doing well. Nice to meet with you on Facebook," he said, momentarily forgetting that he wasn't Denise. "Hi," she said. "Nice to meet you. Do I know you?" "No, we don't know each other," he said. "I saw your comment under BBC News post and I decided to write to you. Good morning to you, Celia. How are you today?" "Oh, okay," she said. "I'm just taking a quick tea break." "Oh, that's good," he said. "I'm glad to hear back from you." "Tell me something about yourself," she asked. "Where do you live?" "I'm in Durham in the northeast of England." "I'm James Brown from North Miami. I'm single and searching for a relationship. I have a daughter and she's 14 years of age. I work as a marine engineer." "Oh," said Celia, "I don't think I'm looking for a relationship. I'm a widow with a grown-up son. What do you do as a marine engineer?" "I'm an administrator in the admissions department of our university." "I take care of the workers in the ship as an engineer," he said. "I don't understand that," said Celia. "Do you mean you're a supervisor or a purser?" "Yes, as a supervisor to the workers." "What kind of ship are you on?" asked Celia. "It's a cargo ship," he said. "Are you at sea now? Where are you going?" "Yes, I am," he said. "The ship is moving to Asia, Thailand. For how long have you been working as an administrator in the university?" "I've been at the university for 20 years, she said. "How long have you been at sea?" 4 months now." "That's a long journey," said Celia. "I don't think I'd like that." "Oh, don't think of that, Celia," he said. "I'll be home soon. What are your hobbies?" "I sing in our local choir," she said. "I like my garden. What are yours?" "I like listening to music," he said. "I like watching movies. I like cooking. I was born on May the 20th. "This year?" asked Celia. To which our man replied, "Yes. How about you?" "Goodness," said Celia. "You're very advanced for a 5-month-old. "I see," he said. "Which month were you born?" "I was born in June," she said. "June 1966. Aren't you too young to have a Facebook account?" Normally, I'd probably make some kind of facetious remark here, but really, this man doesn't need any help. He just got worse, and worse, and worse. And, I should add, he's a great fan of Google. "I was born in 1965, he said. "Oh," she said. "You said you were born this year." "I was telling you, I was born on May the 20th. "I asked if you were born this year, and you said yes. "What kind of music do you like listening to?" "I'm sorry to have said that," he said. "I like listening to 80s, country music. How about you?" "I like choral music," said Celia. "That's why I sing in the choir." "Oh, okay," he said. "I like watching romance movies, adventure, comedy. What type of movies do you like watching?" "I don't watch many movies," she said. "I like comedies." "I like too," he said. "What's your favourite comedy film?" she asked. "Mean Girls." "I've not heard of that," she said. "What's it about?" Google, afraid that he might get it wrong, leapt instantly into the conversation and took over. "It's a film that provides genuine insight and empathy, as well as a hefty dose of put-downs and comeuppances," it said. "Yes," said Celia. "But what is it actually about?" Google thought again and decided it needed to elaborate. "It's about Katie, Lindsay Lohan. She moves from being homeschooled by her parents in Africa to an American high school. She has rude awakening. Confronted by the school's hierarchy, where popularity means everything, she finds herself infiltrating the girl clique." "Goodness," said Celia. "That sounds like a film review. Are you a professional reviewer?" "No, I'm not," he said. "Oh," said Celia, who'd hopped on Google. I thought maybe you were a writer for Time Out. No, I'm not a writer, Zzz, he said. For how long have you been a widow? 3 years, she said. I've been alone for 6 years, he said. Does your daughter live with her mother? Asked Celia. She's at school, he replied. How old is your son? Dan is 30. He lives in Sydney in Australia with his girlfriend. Of course your daughter's at school. She's 14. I asked if she lives with her mother. I lost mine late wife 6 years ago, he said. I'm sorry about that, said Celia. Why are you working overseas then? Shouldn't you be at home with your daughter? Please don't tell me you abandoned a bereaved 8-year-old. Oh, that's good to know of your son being in another country with his girlfriend, he said. Why is that good? Asked Celia. I have not abandoned her, he said, but her mum's relatives goes for her from school whenever I'm working. I said that because your son is hooked up with his girlfriend. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. I want us to be great friends and know more of ourselves, he said. I'm very glad to have known more of you as we started chatting today, and I hope it continues. OK, said Celia. Thank you, he said. Celia, have you had lunch? Celia, having only just met this chap, was playing it straight at this stage. I'm just on my lunch break now, she said. It's fairly quiet at work today. What time do you close from work? And what time do you sleep or wake up? He asked. We finish at 5 p.m, said Celia. I go to bed when I'm tired, and I usually get up at around 7:30 a.m. What about you? I usually close from work at 4 p.m, he said, and sleeps around 9 p.m. I usually wake up at 4:30 a.m. and start work at 5 a.m. I'm wishing you an amazing evening, full of happiness. Just know that you are always in my mind as a good friend. Enjoy this evening to the fullest, said Google, feeling lonely. Celia returned from work. I'm glad you arrived home safely, he said. How was your day at work? It was fairly quiet at work today, she said. Not much to do. Where is your ship now? Oh, I see, he said. Our ship is on southeast of Asia. I know you said you were going to Thailand, she replied. But where did you start? We started the journey from Miami in the USA, he said. That's a long journey, said Celia. What cargo are you carrying? We drip crude oil and sells them to nearby countries in Asia and in Africa, he said. What do you mean by drip crude oil? Asked Celia. It's taken from the sea, he said. I don't understand, said Celia. I've never heard of anyone dripping crude oil from the sea. What does it mean? It's a petroleum, he tried to explain, that comes from the ground before refining. Celia, what are you eating for dinner tonight? I'm going on board to check back on the work we did. I'll write back when I'm back. You still haven't explained what dripping crude oil means, she said. Don't you know? You said that's what your cargo ship does. So what does it mean? Crude oil, he tried again, is being taken from the grounds, and it's a petrol. I hope you understand it now. No, I don't understand, said Celia. Your cargo ship is drilling for oil. Yes, he said, not the type which carries containers with goods. How can your ship move if it's drilling for oil? Asked Celia. That doesn't make sense. That's the work I and mine crew board members does, he said. You must have to move very slowly if you're drilling for oil as you move, said Celia. Sounds like a very specialised job. He disappeared and came back the next day. Distance can never change our friendships. Wishing you a productive day ahead. Good morning to you, Celia. Yes, without being patient in working, I and mine men can't drill the oil from the grounds, and it's a slow job, as you said, to be able to drill the crude oil from the ocean. My day has been busy, and I have been working hard, he said a little while later. But I had break not long ago. I'm glad to hear from you, and to know you had a late lunch, but I hope all is well with you. I can't stop to chat right now, said Celia. I'm at work. I'll be home later. I understand, Celia, he said. I'll be free about 9 p.m. in the evening to chat with you. I'm working on crude oil, to be cleaned, separated, and converted, refined, so please bear with me. By 9 p.m, I'll be free to chat. Celia, the crude is heated by a furnace and is sent to a distillation tower, where it is separated by boiling point. Then the material is converted by heating, pressure, or a catalyst into finished products. You have a distillation tower on your cargo ship? Asked Celia. He disappeared for a week. Oh, I'm sorry, he said when he came back. I was offline for a few days because I was working. Celia, yes, we have the distillation tower on the ship, and it's been used to transfer heat energy or enhance material transfer. How are you, Celia? Good morning to you, and have a wonderful day at work. I look forward to hearing from you. Hi there, she said later. Just having a quick coffee break. Is your ship still at sea, or have you arrived somewhere? We are still on their sea, and far away from land, he said. Enjoy your coffee, and have you heard from your son? We message each other almost every day, she said. Have you heard from your daughter? Where is your ship heading to? And this, you'll soon realise, is the most difficult question that Celia, or anyone else, could ever ask him. Oh, he said, I'm glad you and him communicate every day. The ship is heading to Thailand. I and my crew members on board are working to refine crude oil to be able to store them well. And then, feeling left out, Google made a completely random interruption. The sea, it said, separates the coasts of Egypt, Sudan and Eritrea to the west from those of Saudi Arabia and Yemen to the east. Its maximum width is 190 miles, its greatest depth 9,974 feet, 3,040 metres, and its area approximately 174,000 square miles, 450,000 square kilometres. Thanks, Google, that was really helpful. Thanks for the riveting statistics about the sea, replied Celia. You didn't tell me which sea you're talking about. I'm talking of the Red Sea, Celia, he said. Oh, why are you telling me about the Red Sea? I'm telling you to know how the sea looks like, and the Red Sea is a rich and diverse ecosystem, he tried. I know what sea looks like, thanks, said Celia, and I'm sure the Red Sea is a fabulous ecosystem. To which our man replied, Good. I just don't know what it's got to do with our conversation, said Celia. I asked where your ship is heading to. So why did you tell me about the Red Sea? Google, having made the original statement about the Red Sea, felt it needed to reply. The Red Sea, it said, contains some of the world's hottest and saltiest seawater, with its connection to the Mediterranean Sea via the Suez Canal. Our ship is going to Thailand, he said. I know your ship is going to Thailand. You said that, said Celia. So why are you telling me about the Red Sea? And then her facetious side started to come out. Why not tell me about the Bering Straits, or the Dead Sea, or some other sea? Are you sure that was a good thing to say, Celia? Good, he said. I'm briefing how the sea looks like, but I will have time to explain more of the Dead Sea or Bering Straits. Okay. Oh, goody, we can hardly wait. True friends, he continued, stay true to each other. They're always together, and their hearts resonate and reverberate the same sounds. Your friendship has been truly amazing. Google, of course, prompted him on that one. But why the Red Sea? Asked Celia. Give it up, Celia, he's never going to tell you. Google, having raised the topic of the Red Sea, thought it would continue. On a roll, it then started telling Celia about the Dead Sea. The Dead Sea, it said, is receding at a swift rate. Its surface area today is 605 square kilometres, 234 square miles, having been 1,050 square kilometres, 410 square miles, in 1930. The recession of the Dead Sea has begun causing problems, vague, and multiple canal and pipeline proposals have been made to reduce its recession. Okay, said Celia, you clearly have reading and understanding difficulties, so let's make it really simple. You are heading for Thailand. Just for you to know more about how the sea looks like, he said. I know what sea looks like, said Celia. Idiot. Please be patient, he tried. Patient? Said Celia. It's one really simple question. You are heading for Thailand. Yes, he finally said. Excellent, said Celia. And at the risk of starting the entire syllabus all over again, asked, What sea are you on now? Mediterranean Sea, he said. Then you won't make it to Thailand, will you? Said Celia. You'd better turn round. That's where our ship is now, he said. OK, she said. So why did you tell me about the Red Sea? Why didn't you tell me about the Med? I've been on the Red Sea, and I was trying to tell you more of it, he said. I'm sorry, please. Oh, go away, said Celia. You've no idea where you are, do you? What? He said. Why'd you say that? OK, she said. How are you going to get to Thailand? Yes, that's where mine ship is heading and going to, he said. Yes, we agreed on that, said Celia. What route will you take to get there? I'm going through the Mediterranean Sea, he said. You said that, said Celia. How will you get from the Med to Thailand? I'm going to Thailand, he said, and that's my final destination. We pass through different waters before getting to the Mediterranean waters. Which waters did you pass through? Celia risked asking. Through the Red Sea and through the Suez Canal, before entering into the Mediterranean waters, to Thailand. That's how you get from the Med to Thailand? Yes, please, he said. And for those of you whose geography is as terrible as mine, here's a map. Our man claimed to have started in Miami. He's now told us they sailed up the Red Sea, through the Suez Canal, and into the Mediterranean. Heading for Thailand, it appears that after leaving Miami, they circumnavigated the entire African continent and are now heading back across the Atlantic Ocean. I'm no sailor. I'm not a marine engineer, but it seems to me that the best way to get from Miami to Thailand would be to go through the Panama Canal and then sail across the Pacific. But what would I know? Tell me about the different waters you pass through before getting to the Med, she said. And you might want to reconsider that route from the Med to Thailand. We pass through the Suez Canal, which the Red Sea, which surround and govern the Mediterranean Ocean, he said. You passed through the Red Sea before you got to the Med. Without passing through the Red Sea, you can't travel, he said. Yes, you have to pass through the Red Sea before Med. I think you might need to talk to your ship's captain about which direction he's heading in, said Celia. He's lying to you if he's told you that you're going to Thailand. We all know where the ship is going, he said, and its destination already, which is Thailand. Good luck, said Celia. It could be a long journey. He can't lie to us, he said, and it is a long journey. Where will you go next when you leave the Med? She asked. Celia, I hope we can chat always to know one another well and become good friends. After leaving the Mediterranean Sea, we're going straight to Thailand. I have interest in knowing you and want you. Via the South African Cape? She asked. Its waters, borders. That's why the Pacific Ocean linked to many countries' waters, he added, completely randomly. What? asked Celia. You aren't on the Pacific Ocean? No, I'm not there, he said. I asked which route you're taking when you leave the Med. Are you going round the bottom of Africa? She asked. No, please, I head back to America. You've decided not to go to Thailand, said Celia. After being in Thailand, he said, the ship will be going to America and nowhere else. Yes, said Celia. Which route are you taking from the Med to Thailand? It isn't a difficult question. Are you sailing around the bottom of South Africa? No, he said. We will be passing through Asia waters to Europe before moving to America. What? said Celia. You're in the Med right now. We're not going through any Africa country, he said. Yes, I am. I'm asking how you will get from the Med to Thailand, she said. If you aren't sailing around the bottom of Africa, perhaps you're sailing around the bottom of South America. I'm sure both would work. Yes, he said. I will sailing through South America, Europe, before going through Pacific Ocean to America. You're going to Thailand, not America, said Celia. So you're going from the Med, around South America, and then to Thailand? Yes, I'm going to Thailand for now, he said. The ship will go back to America. Then I can be home. Phew, said Celia. That took a long time. So this, as I showed you before, appears to be the route that the ship took, sailing from Miami to Thailand. And don't forget, they were drilling for oil as they went. Hope your voyage goes well, she added. Sure, he said. Tell me more of your work as an administrator in the university. Cecilia burbled on for a bit. I won't read it out to you. Probably doesn't even make any sense. I've no idea what the admissions office really do. She finished up by saying, Does your ship have a webcam on board? I'd love to see where you are. Our man disappeared for over a month. And then, realising that life was getting tough in Scanland, thought he'd reconnect with some of his previous potential victims. Hi, Celia, he said. I'm very sorry of not coming online. It's because of work and loss of connection of internet. The vessel doesn't have a webcam. I miss you so much and can't wait to hear from you. Happy new month. How has been work? Every sunset gives us one day less to live, but every sunrise gives us one day more to hope. So, hope for the best. Good day, good luck, and good morning to you, Celia. Hi, Celia. How are you this morning? Hi there, she said a bit later. I thought you'd got lost. Where are you now? We lost connection to the internet, he said, because of heavy rainfall. I'm very glad to speak to you again, he said. We're on the Atlantic Ocean, coming to Egypt waters, before entering or heading to South America. How is life? Atlantic Ocean, said Celia. I've never heard of that. Where is it? Oh, really, he said. And then Google realised that it had been abandoned for a month, bereft, unable to talk to either Celia or our man. Realising the conversation was restarting, it jumped straight in with both feet. The Atlantic Ocean, it said, occupies an elongated, S-shaped basin extending longitudinally between Europe and Africa to the east and the Americas to the west. The Atlantic Ocean is the second largest of the world's 5 oceans, with an area of about 106,460,000 square kilometres, 41,100,000 square metres. It covers approximately 20% of the Earth's surface and about 29% of its water surface area. It is known to separate the Old World of Europe and Asia from the New World of the Americas in the European perception of the world. I know where the Atlantic Ocean is, said Celia, to which our man sent a thumbs up. You told me you were on the Atlantic Ocean, heading for Egypt. I assume you've finished your business in Thailand. We're passing through the Pacific waters, he said. Yes, I've finished with my job and returned back to the USA. Oh, she said. You managed to get from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. How did you do that? Does your ship have wings, or did you just teleport there? Oh no, he said. Don't get confused, okay? It's the terms of words. So, how is work, and how is your son doing? Okay, she said. So, to unconfuse me, what were the terms of words? Which of those oceans are you really on? The Atlantic Ocean or the Pacific Ocean? Atlantic Ocean, he said. Okay, replied Celia. And where is the Atlantic Ocean? Google leapt back into the conversation. The Atlantic Ocean, it informed Celia, lies between North and South America on the west and Europe and Africa on the east. You already told me that, said Celia, but you aren't on the Atlantic Ocean. I asked you where the Atlantic Ocean is, which is where you told me you are. I'm there, Celia, he said. Sorry, but now you know where I am now. No, said Celia, you still haven't told me where the Atlantic Ocean is. Or does it move around? Is that why it's called Atlantic? Up north, continued Google, the Atlantic connects to the Arctic Ocean, and to the Southern Ocean, to the south. So where is the Atlantic Sea? She continued. Is it part of the Mediterranean, part of the Red Sea, or a new sea that you've invented? Celia, please listen to me. Okay. Yes, the Atlantic Ocean runs into the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea. Celia, the Atlantic Ocean lies between North and South America on the west and Europe and Africa on the east. Up north, the Atlantic connects to the Arctic Ocean and, as we already know, to the Southern Ocean to the south. There is no sea invented. Okay? Celia, the Atlantic Ocean is at the North and South America on the west and Europe and Africa on the east. That's where the Atlantic Ocean is. Atlantic Ocean borders the east coast of the US, while the Pacific, Earth's largest ocean basin, borders the US west coast. I hope you're following that, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to need several atlases to keep up with him. Why do you keep telling me about the Atlantic Ocean? She asked. I know where that is. I want to know about the ocean that you're on. You know, the one that your ship is on right now. The Atlantic Ocean. How hard is that? Mine ship is on the Atlantic Ocean, he said. Yes, said Celia. You've told me that many times, but you won't tell me where it is. Celia, read what I tell you carefully, okay, he said, because I follow the map to tell you where I am, okay? Celia got cross with him. If you tell me a copy and paste answer about the Atlantic Ocean again, you can go away, understand? Because you're clearly a complete and utter idiot. Finally, the penny dropped, and our man handed his phone to a mate. Celia, said his mate, I'm sorry. Typing mistake. We're on the Atlantic Ocean. I'm very sorry. Okay, said Celia. So why on earth did you tell me you're heading for Egypt? Or was that another typing mistake? I just read through and saw what I wrote. I'm sorry, said his mate again. Let me rephrase that for you, said Celia. I just handed my phone to my mate, who isn't such a complete idiot as I am. So, now you can tell me why you said you're heading for Egypt. And she copied and pasted the bit where he'd said, I'm very glad to speak to you again. We're on the Atlantic Ocean, coming to Egypt. I'm very surprised you call me idiot, he said. I mistyped. I was trying to explain where I was. Surprised? Said Celia. How many times did I ask? I'm sorry, said our man. Again. And you still haven't told me why you said you were heading for Egypt. And I really don't want to have to keep asking you. So why did you tell me that you're heading for Egypt? We yaw that waters to reach our destination easily, he said. Do you know where Egypt is? Asked Celia. Typing mistake, use. Hint, said Celia. Google Maps will help you. Yes, he replied. Can we change the topic to talk more of other things? He asked, hopefully, reminding Celia of the walrus and the carpenter. The time has come, the walrus said, to talk of many things, of shoes and ships and sealing wax and cabbages and kings, and why the sea is boiling hot and whether pigs have wings. No, said Celia, I'm not interested in talking to someone that can't even tell me something as simple as where they actually are. I did explain myself many times, he said, but made a mistake when typing. You said you're heading to, or entering, South America. Where in South America are you going? The ship is going to North Miami, he said. You said you're going to South America, said Celia. Changed your mind? That's where the ship is from, okay, he said. This is what you said, said Celia, to refresh your sadly lacking memory. She copied and pasted the bit where he'd said, before entering or heading to South America. So are you heading for South America? Yes or no will do. Celia, he said, we will pass through South America to North Miami. Yes, please. Pass through South America, said Celia. What on earth does that mean? Does your ship have wheels so it can drive on roads? It goes, he said. The ship can't. OMG. How will it pass through South America then? Fly? She asked. The ship will pass its route to our destination, he said. If you say so, said Celia. To which our man's inevitable reply was, have you had something to eat for dinner? And that, ladies and gentlemen, I think is where we'll finish episode 1, because in episode 2, Celia cracked completely. I hope you found this video useful. I'm not entirely sure what the lesson is from it, apart from if the person that you're talking to online doesn't appear to even know where they are, there's probably a very high chance that you're talking to a scammer. But whatever, please give the video a like, please share it, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in episode 2.